Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon. And we're gathered here for the game of your life. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I want to see you put your flags up in the air right now. Sing. Oh, 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 oh. Shine me nationality brighter. I am a soca warrior. I say we no lose. I am a fighter. I'm a soca warrior. I got to shine me nationality brighter. We will attack. We will defend. We going to pressure them to the very end. And any opposition that we meet, hear me now. We go defeat them by defeat. We go.
Welcome one and all. This is WESN Content Capital. This is the face of sports, and we are just about under 2.5 hours away from Trinidad and Tobago's Soca Warriors going into action against Bolivia. They are playing in Sucre, and it's a difficult venue with the altitude in excess of 2,600 feet. So you can imagine how difficult it is going to be for the Trinidad and Tobago team out there. Joining us to talk about that, we've got the Director of Communications at the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association. He is in Bolivia. The team are just about settling in before they depart for the venue. Sean Fuentes is with us. Sean, welcome again.
Thank you, Andre, for having me, and good evening to your viewing audience.
Sean, what's the latest since last we spoke yesterday? We know the team went to training at the venue, the venue of the match. Tell us about that.
Yeah, definitely. Quite a good session for us. We had 60 minutes on the field of play, which is mandatory the day before an international game, and it was a testing time for several of the players and also for Angus, because this is the first time he's in charge of a team playing at altitude at such high altitude, above sea level, 9,000 feet. Above sea level here in Sucre. Obviously, Angus would have had the experience of playing at the Azteca in Mexico City, and he has, that sort of experience. But in terms of managing a team, it was the first time for him yesterday. I'm pleased to say that the players managed themselves well. The medical staff had no major issues, which to report following that training session was not a fully intense training session, obviously saving the legs and saving the lungs for today's encounter. But so far, the spirit is quite good. It's quite hot here in Sucre today. It was a lot of overnight rain and heavy thunderstorms here in the capital overnight. But today the sun is out, and we expect conditions to be a bit dry. But what we noticed as well, Andre, yesterday we trained at around 6 p.m. And prior to the training session, it was obviously warm conditions. But about 6 p.m., so the temperature started to dip. Wow. And it became a lot more chilly and a lot more windy as well. So this was something that we learned yesterday at the session, which is going to be valuable for us ahead of today's game.
The atmosphere. Tell us about the atmosphere among the Bolivians. We have been watching some of the feed here, and they've been talking for the last 4 to 5 hours. In fact, Rodney tells me overnight they've been talking all about this game.
Definitely as well, Andre. This is a football crazy country. We know the Central Americans and the South Americans, they are football fanatics. But again, what I like about this particular trip is that it's allowing some of our younger players the opportunity to experience this. They might be accustomed to seeing it on television and hearing stories from some of their other countrymen, but actually being here to witness this. Today we were hosted by the Bolivian FA at their team's hotel. We met with the president of the FA as well as the head coach and the governor of Sucre, and they exchanged complimentaries as well as gifts between the both FAs, which is customary when a host organization is welcoming the visiting team. And incredibly, there was security having to block off the access to the hotel at 10 a.m. this morning because of the amount of home fans that were there to get a glimpse of some of their favorite players, a chance to get autographs and photos, etc. And we experienced something similar at the training yesterday also. There were a lot of them there waiting to see the Trinidad and Tobago team fighting for an opportunity to get into the venue. Unfortunately, they were not allowed to get beyond the barriers, but we were able to at least wave to them and have the players take some photo ops in between the barriers and the roadside. But yeah, football crazy country, and it was announced by the organizing committee at yesterday's match coordination meeting that they're expecting 15,000 fans at the venue today, 50% capacity because the stadium holds 30,000. Of course, this is a very historic venue as well. They have hosted a Copa America here once already, and Bolivia, even though they're accustomed hosting their World Cup qualifiers in La Paz, they have played several international matches here in Sucre. So we expect it to be quite a partisan sort of atmosphere later today, and it's going to be a great test for our boys.
From the perspective of the referees and the officials, because you know when a lot of teams play in these South American countries, there's always that question: how is that going? In terms of your ideas on these things?
Yeah, we know the referees are from Brazil. There's a combination of Brazilian and Bolivian officials for today's game. So we expect a fair match. Obviously, they are very confident. And this is a game that they are using for their warm-up ahead of their World Cup qualifiers coming up against Venezuela and Chile later this month. So I think the fans are going to be on their backs, and they want to ensure that they can put out a decent performance because they're building momentum now for these two qualifying games. One game is away and one is on the road. So they want to take maximum advantage of what is happening here today. The coach did actually say to me at this morning's meeting that he's really looking forward to this game because he's from Venezuela, and he has coached the Venezuela national under-20 team as well as a couple of clubs as well. He's very aware of what Trinidad and Tobago has to offer. Obviously, you know, when you meet these individuals, they always talk about the history of Trinidad and Tobago football. He knows about us qualifying for the 2006 World Cup. He knows the name Angus Eve. Obviously, he knows names such as Dwight York and Shaka Islop. And interestingly, Andre, he has already said to us that he wants a return match in Port of Spain once we are able to host international football at the elite level later this year. He's hoping that both federations can have a conversation because he would like to have Bolivia travel to play a friendly game in Port of Spain later this year.
John, do you get the feeling that the atmosphere is such because they expect they not only the coach and the players, but the fans expect them to run over Trinidad and Tobago?
I think so. I think this is like a prelude to their World Cup qualifying game. So the nerves are not really as high as they're using this as a refresher and maybe just to calm themselves before the storm is here and when the World Cup qualifiers are approaching. But who knows? We are here on a mission as well. We are here to accomplish a task. Obviously, Angus has said to his players at the team meeting this morning, he spoke about the importance of the boys, you know, understanding why they are here. Yes, it's not a qualifying match and there's nothing great at stake for Trinidad and Tobago, but this is an opportunity for us to do well and to leave a good impression, because a good performance here will open doors, not just for our players, for overseas clubs, but other international teams that will be looking to possibly book international games for us later this year. And also, I want to mention as well, we sense something similar with the Mexican team and the Mexican crowd prior to the opening Gold Cup game. And we all know what happened in that result. So I'm thinking that Angus has instilled something in the boys here that we can really pull off a decent performance later this evening.
For some of these players, for at least two of these players, Young Meccano and George, they are uncapped. How has all of this impacted on them?
I think they're embracing the opportunity to be here with the experienced players such as Marvin Phillip. We have Alvin Jones, who's now one of the more experienced players. Mikel Williams, who has been given the captain's armband. We know he's going to start and he will lead the team today as captain. That was confirmed by the head coach earlier today. The younger players such as Molly Khan as well, John Paul Rushford. This is a splendid opportunity for these boys to get a feel and get a taste of what it is to play in opposition territory at this level of international football. And this can only augur well for Trinidad and Tobago heading into the CONCACAF Nations League later this year, as well as the big one, which is World Cup qualifiers for 2026 for us.
Let's talk about our goalkeeper, because we have a lot of experience in the goalkeeping department with Adrian Fonset and Marvin Phillip. They might be busy today.
I think so. Angus did say to them in the pregame analysis yesterday evening that we expect that Bolivia will come out at all guns blazing in the first 50 minutes. So he mentioned the importance of us maintaining shape and keeping discipline and not conceding too early, not giving away too much as well. And I will probably share with you that the fact that Mikel Williams has been given the captain's armband, it means that Adrian Fonset will start in goal for us today. And of course, the remainder of the starting 11 will be announced in due course. But I think this is a fantastic occasion for us. The city itself, Sucre, has welcomed Trinidad and Tobago with open arms. Here at the street at the hotel, the La Posada Hotel where we're staying, there have been a lot of well-wishers, passing by on the street earlier today. And they're not very intense and aggressive.
Right.
Of course, they are supporting their Bolivian national team.
For now, we know that. Yeah, we know that. Who knows what the atmosphere is going to be like? If Trinidad and Tobago was to score a goal, take an early lead, and be leading by halftime, things could really change, obviously, dramatically.
Yeah, of course. So I'm just hoping that so far we've had excellent police protection, a lot of security. So I'm hoping that they stay with the team until we leave tomorrow morning.
The other point is, they always say that anywhere you go, you find a Trinidad and Tobago fan. Any Trinidad and Tobago fans over there so far?
Well, we did hear that there are a couple fans here who wanted to come by to the training yesterday, but we did not see anybody. Okay. So I'll have to keep my eyes out to see if I see any red in the stands later today. It's a nice stadium. It's well laid out. So I'm thinking 15,000 fans. If it's there, we could possibly spot a couple people. But of course, the head coach, so far, he seems to be the closest person to Trinidad and Tobago because of the fact that he told me that he grew up in Venezuela as well. But so far, nothing as yet. But, I think this is something that our players have grown accustomed to. So we're not looking forward to any sort of support, thinking, well, okay, we're away from home. It's all part of the process.
As you mentioned that, obviously, in terms of the pressure and the atmosphere, how the technical team dealt with it, because I know Angus had to reduce the technical team, obviously, to fit in more players. How has it been for you guys?
So far, I think Angus knows what he's doing. He's selected a very capable staff here, led by the director of football for national teams, Richard Piper. This is no strange atmosphere or proceedings for him. He's accustomed to this. The rest of the staff, Clayton Ince has played at this level before. He knows what it is to be in this sort of surroundings. The medical team has done pretty well. I've been around with the team for some time, so we're all kind of coming together and sharing that experience in different departments. Yes, I may be involved and overseeing communications and media, but when it comes to management or helping wherever we can, in my portfolio, I'm doing that. And likewise with Angus and Richard and the rest of the staff. And of course, the normalization committee of the TTFA, they have stayed in touch with the team here to ensure that we have what it takes. General Secretary, Acting General Secretary Emil Mohammed has been in touch as well. And I must say as well, also, Andre, the Bolivian FA have been quite good. They've been very receptive, and we are getting anything at a phone call right now. Again, they know we're here for business, and so are they, and we'll see how it goes later today.
Before you go, what's the atmosphere among the players like, the general atmosphere? Because as kickoff draws near, we are now counting down to just about 2 hours and 15 minutes away. I know very soon you all will have to get ready to head to the venue, obviously. But what's the atmosphere like?
As a matter of fact, we leave the hotel here in just about 50 minutes, so the players are now starting to make their way down to the hotel lobby. It's a good vibe right now. I'm not sensing any nerves. These players, a lot of them have been together. We have a lot of players who are here from the Gold Cup squad as well. And I think Angus has been able to get into their heads that, look, it's just another football game. We are away from home, but this is not beyond us. And I think it's important in terms of man management and the way he handles the team. That has been a critical factor so far. Again, this is only Angus's, this is probably his first international game outside of Gold Cup qualifying. Yeah. So this really is his first international friendly. So it's going to be interesting to see how he manages things. But I'm quietly confident and optimistic that we'll do well in today's encounter. I mean, who's to say what will happen? But at the same time, I'm quietly optimistic.
And the plan is that the team travels and leaves immediately, obviously, based on the altitude. The team leaves tomorrow. What time you arrive back in Trinidad and Tobago?
We leave tomorrow morning, but we leave Sucre here at around 7 a.m. Right. Then we arrive in Santa Cruz, but we have there's a 10-hour layover in Santa Cruz before we take the late night flight over to Miami, and then there's another layover.
So you arrive on Sunday?
Sunday evening.
Sean Fernandez, thank you very much. Good luck. We'll stay in contact. Good luck with you. They have predicted a score here. The guys here put up a score. With Trinidad and Tobago winning, I'm not going to tell you what the score was, but they predicted Trinidad and Tobago. I took a picture of it, nevertheless. So I'll keep it if the game, to see just how good they are, really. They predicted a score here.
I'm hoping we can live up to the expectations, and we want to thank them for the support and believing in the boys. Because if you're saying that the prediction is that we're going to finish on top, it means that the people back home are behind this team, and that's what we want to hear, which is good.
And we have proven already against Mexico that we can indeed fight with the best. So thank you very much, Sean Fuentes. We'll continue to stay in contact with you. Safe travels. I know you have to get ready and leave with the team. Any final words as you go?
Yeah, just, follow the game. Angus did say to the players this morning that he knows the majority of the country is going to be following this game on WESN today because we are craving for international sport and we are hungry for something to feel good about and to celebrate. And we're just asking you to continue to follow the exploits of this team. We know football has been through some challenging times in recent years. And this is part of the process. This is part of the fight back. And we are, privileged and honored to be here representing the country. And I think the boys will do their best to continue representing and flying that flag.
Sean, thank you very much. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you again very shortly. Thanks a lot, Sean Fuentes. Thank you very much.
Andre, thank you.
That was Sean Fuentes, Director of Communication at the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we continue with more football. Good luck, go with glory, and go with God. We say the Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be back.